And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death.
So wait, he became obedient to what?
Death.
It means God told him to die. And he obeyed. So sometimes what God will tell you does not make sense, but do it. Now, when you do, what is the blessing of obeying God? Verse 9.
Wherefore God
That means
also...
after he obeyed, God exalted him.
Oh, yes.
Who exalted him? So one of the ways to get your breakthrough, one major way you can break through is to obey. We have many people who are praying, but few people who are obeying. Therefore, wherefore God has high regarding his relationship. That if you realize that you're not sure of her and she's not even sure of you, delete her number. Tell her that this is where I'm going and this I don't want to waste my time. Are you interested or not? That's relationship wisdom. Don't waste your time. I told him, don't waste your time. Let her know your intentions. If she's not interested, let her know that, okay, God bless you. And it is never a wrong thing to express your intention to her again. She says no. It doesn't mean you're a weakling. It means you're even bold. I gave him the advice yesterday. I was talking to 3 guys and I was advising them about relationship. The thing is all about breast. Until you see breast in the battles and you run away. Get all the advice and instruction you can. So there is a place where God can give you wisdom, and there's a place where God can instruct you. So anytime a man prays for wisdom, there are 2 things God does. Or let me say 4. But let me give it to you. Number 1, God can supernaturally impart wisdom in you. Like Solomon, you sleep and wake up and you are wise. Number 2, God will lead you to a man whom he has filled with wisdom. So he may not need to give you what he has given to another man. All he does is to direct you. Do you get what I said? Get all the advice and instructions you can. From where? From the books people have written, from the messages people have preached. I was listening to a message of a man who has succeeded in marriage for 50 years. 50 years, a white man. Mildred and Kids were interviewing him. I wanted to know how he was able to survive marriage 50 years. And the man said something, and that really shocked me. That first year, second year of marriage, there are so many shocks in marriage, and it happens everywhere. Do you know? But I know because I decided to get. You decided to watch telenovela. So you become wise by being intentional about going for advice and instruction. You must be intentional. Intentionally call the pastor and say, please, is there anything about my life you want, or maybe this is the area of my life I want us to talk about. This is how we become wise. When you listen to the advice your pastor gives you, you become more wiser. When you listen to the instruction your pastor gives you, you are on your way to become wise. But the moment you ignore the advice and the instruction, now look at this, get all the advice and instruction, so you will be wise and the rest of your life. So that means that if there is nobody advising you and if there is nobody instructing, the rest of your life will be hell. 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 If there is nobody advising this young man about his spiritual life, about his finances, do you know that many people are living in regret now because they wish they know what they should have known? Many marriages are collapsing because many people shouldn't have divorced. But the reason why they divorce is because they don't know what they should have known. So when the Bible says get all the advice and instruction, do you know that the most difficult thing about we human beings is listening to instruction, being told to do something and doing it. It's not just being told. Being told to come at 8, we come at 8:30. So you become more wiser by applying 2 things: getting advice and getting instruction and obeying it. You want to become a wise woman. No woman wants to marry a foolish man, and no man wants to marry a foolish woman. So how can both of them become what they don't want to be or what they don't want to marry? When both of them decide to go for an advice. And number 2, instructions. So once the guy is busy getting an advice and obeying an instruction. And whilst the ladies, when you meet her, you have solved 90% of your problem in life. Oh yeah. Advice about money. Do you know that as all of you here, you are rich as young as you are? No, it's not even amen. No. I'm telling you the wisdom of God. The best place to be rich is when you are young, because you have nothing to pay for. All you receive is to save, and because they give you money, yet at the end of the day they cook for you. But you see, if you don't get somebody at that stage of your life to tell you where to go and how to do things, like Peter said to Jesus, Luke chapter 5 verse 5. Jesus got there. Now look at this. Peter had been fishing all night, caught nothing. Then God sends him a man he has filled with advice and instruction. Then Luke chapter 5, Jesus says, Master, Simon replied, we worked hard all and didn't. So that means I have entered different kinds of relationships, yet none of them is working. I've done different jobs, but I can't save money. I've gone to different churches, but my spirituality is dying. We have worked all night and didn't catch a thing. So there are people who have lived 30 years. Listen, me, I respect those who have grown, but if you have no resource of your growth, I don't respect you. Yes, but 90 years without evidence of your existence, the only thing I will learn from you is what made you waste the time I have now. Do you get it? So I will not have a problem with someone who was divorced, but when I get closer to the person, I would want to know what made the person divorce. I will not criticize you so that I will also follow. No, I don't criticize people. I intentionally listen. What is not working? What didn't work? Do you know I don't like ladies who don't know how to say please? I don't like it. I don't like it. Like they don't know how to say please. Why shouldn't you know how to say please? When Abigail will say to David, my Lord. Now tell a girl to say my Lord. That's what you mean. That was what brought. It's like what made David fall in love with Abigail was how she welcomed David. Many ladies are foolish in welcoming men because they think that every man wants to sleep with them. Men are moved by respect, not what you call botos. But there is something beyond the botos that moves them. Master, Simon replied, we worked hard. They worked what? But no resource. So you can pray hard, yet no resource. You can fast hard, no resource. But you see, God can command the resource you need when He commands a man with wisdom and advice and instruction. And look at this. Now, let me end with this. But if you say, now look at this. Now go out where it is deeper and let down your net. And Peter was telling him that, I have already gone where you are telling me to go. But you see, humility is about to command the resource he didn't have. Is it not amazing that you've been coming to this church and I am telling you that if you continually do this or do that and do that, you will not become wise all the rest of your life. That means when you give birth to foolish boys and girls. So many of us are the results of our parents. That's why God will intentionally bring you to church and correct the results. That's why we go for remedials. So church is like a remedial where the Holy Ghost is the what? The extra teacher. Master, Simon replied, we worked hard all last night and didn't catch what? But if you say, I will do what? That's humility. Now let's see what his humility. Now you see, the answer, his life is about to change. But the change was connected to his humility. So some of us think that God is all powerful to change your life. Yes, God is all powerful to change your life. But the question is, why isn't your life changing? Because you have not changed the way you think. You see, God is never the problem. You are the problem. Because God has already made provision regarding what can bring you the change. For instance, God is the pharmacist. And you came to him, you told him about your problem. And he told you that, listen, you are sick with malaria. So these are the malaria drugs. Take 2 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. Now he has given you what to make you well. Now it is left for you to do what? Take it and do what? So Peter's life is about to change. Now look at, but if you say so, I will let the net down. This is where some of us, our problem is. When your master speaks, the one with an advice and instruction speak, you are not willing to let down your net. Your net is your pride, your arrogance, what you think you know. Because you already told Jesus, I've already taught all night. That means you was trying to let Jesus know that I'm a skillful fisherman. And you're not the one to tell me to go back again. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know why I stay, Pastor Charles? So you are telling me to come early. That was the excuse you could have given to Jesus. But Jesus said, this is not the right way. Do it this way. And the Bible said, and he said, I will let down my net again. Now look at the verse. It says, when he let down the net, what happened? And this time, it is when he let down the net again. This time around, there was a commanding resource. That's it. Before God I stand. Before God I stand. I sat with Pastor Elvis. You see, I don't mean this year, I think last 2 months, God told me change his name from Papa Elvis to my prophet. I said it here. There is nothing he says. He doesn't need to say I see in the realms of the spirit. To me, God has filled him with the spirit that anything he says to me, God is talking to me. And that's how I have positioned myself. So I'm always receiving a word. This morning I received a word from him. And he said, Jesus never starts something without finishing. So our problem is this time. And this time, their nets were, you see, this time they are. But have you realized something here? They are. But in the beginning, one person was talking. But at the end, so one person's obedience led to the breakthrough of many others. So when you decide to obey and listen to instruction, you see, my brother said yesterday, we went somewhere, and he said, the way we suffered, we have vowed never to let our children suffer. So remember, but a decision has already been made. So when I say listen to an instruction, you may think I'm making noise. I'm not making noise. I'm making sense to you and your children unborn. When you listen to the advice and the instruction, all the days of your life, you will begin to enjoy the goodness of the Lord. But the moment you choose to listen, like you select what I tell, no, I'm telling you, there is a certain, look at the miracle. And this time, it's not amazing that the same place they went, when Jesus told them, when another voice added. So they I know you are born, I know this is the attitude you are born, but another voice is telling you, change. When you let down your net, you will catch. Look at